Fox 5 Health News. Millions of people in more than 25 states, including New York and New Jersey, could be drinking toxic water.
Joining us now is Fox 5 medical contributor Dr. Devi Parampo. This is frightening. We've heard lots about tainted water, particularly in Flint, Michigan.
Sure.
What are people supposed to do?
Well, it's a little bit confusing to me as well. I mean, what we're talking about is something called perfluorochemicals. So it's a class of chemicals that are usually associated with non-stick type things. So Teflon, for example, your cookware, your cleaning wear, if you have coats that kind of don't absorb as much water. So basically manufacturing plants or other things, that use these chemicals, if they have it getting into the water, then perhaps we're consuming some of it. So the CDC has said before that almost every American is exposed to this or might have it in their blood. The part that's confusing is whether it's harmful or not, right? I can't imagine that it's beneficial, but is it actually harmful?
How bad is it, right?
So some studies show that maybe it could be linked to cancer, it could be linked to your immune system having problems in mice studies. Problem is mice, it doesn't automatically translate to humans, and then the question is, well, how much is too much, right? So there's a lot of variability there. Some studies say that even a very small amount, in terms of that dose, 1 is too much, but others say that maybe 70 is too much. And then how much are we actually exposed to? It's really confusing. So the EPA actually has it listed as something to check for, which is why we even know about it, but they have no regulations on it. So if there's no regulation, part of me wonders, why are we testing for it if we don't know what to do about it?
There's no plan to do anything about it,
exactly.
Right.
So anyway, in New York, Senator Schumer, Senator Gillibrand, they've actually introduced a bill to, if we are going to check it, let's regulate it and figure out, how safe is it for people. So
well, when you just hear about tainted or contaminated water, you're frightened because of the extreme levels of what we talked about and what happened in Flint.
Yes, exactly. So this shouldn't be like lead poisoning or something like that. We don't have a situation where we have all this evidence that shows that it definitely is dangerous. I mean, I drink the tap water. I probably will continue to do so, but I'm going to kind of keep my eye on this because it is concerning when this type of research comes out that we're all being exposed to it. We don't know the harm yet.
Gotcha.
Well, it doesn't sound very promising.
I would say it's promising, but I don't want to scare people either about the temperature.
There are no parameters. I mean, it's like kind of like, proceed with caution.
Yeah, it's a big question mark. I think if we check these things, in general, I feel like we should only check tests if we have a plan for what to do when we get the result.
Gotcha.
Right, because it's not helpful to hear about something but not offer a solution.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay, well, billions of people worldwide are overweight and obese, and researchers say that the U.S. is leading the way with the greatest number of obese children. Wow.
It's all the diet.
I was about to say, we lead the way with junk food, too.
Right.
Yeah, so a lot of this is concerning. I mean, for us, of course, this study actually looked at 195 countries. So we're leading the way for the rest of the world as well. Now, a couple of things that were interesting about that study, too, were that it showed that, this is a big problem even in countries where malnutrition is technically their bigger issue, right? So typically what happens is people are more concerned with the kids who are starving, which is, of course, a priority. But the thing is, obesity then gets neglected, or if people aren't malnourished.
The quality of the food,
exactly. And so that might become an even bigger problem along the course of the next several decades, right? And also the second thing is, which I thought was new, there has been research in the past that shows that maybe if you're overweight but not obese, maybe you have a health benefit from that. So I'm not saying people should go out and become overweight, but there have been studies in the past that showed if you have heart disease, if you have high cholesterol, all the things that are linked with obesity, that maybe if you have a heart attack, you're more likely to survive if you're a little bit overweight than if you're underweight.
Malnourished,
Exactly. But then this study showed that, no, it kind of counters that. It says that the ideal body weight is a BMI between 20 to 25 for both, your survival and also for your overall health and disability. So 20 to 25, it's hard to calculate these things manually, but if you go online and you just type in your height in inches and you type in your weight, you can get that number for yourself.
Gotcha, good deal. All right, Dr. Devi, crammed a lot in there. All right.